divisibility rules for numbers 2 to 12. We'll be learning some shortcuts that helps us to understand if a number is divisible by another number without actually performing the division. Let's get started with divisibility rule for number 2. The rule is the last digit has to be an even number. Let's consider these examples. In 927, the last digit 7 is an odd number. So, it cannot be divisible by 2. Next, in 18, the last digit 8 is an even number. So, it is divisible by 2. Now, pause the video and find out for these numbers. $260 and 582 are divisible by 2. 6,103 and 361 are not divisible by 2. With that, we move on to divisibility rule for number 3. To find out if a number is divisible by 3, we have to add all the digits in that number. And if the digits add up to a multiple of 3, we can say that the given number is divisible by 3. First example, 18. Here we'll be adding the digits 1 and 8. We get 9, which is a multiple of 3. So, 18 is divisible by 3. Next, 247. Let's add up the digits. 2 plus 4 plus 7 is 13, which is not a multiple of 3. So, the number 247 is not divisible by 3. In this example, you could also add the digits of this number 13 to get 1 plus 3, which is 4. Again, 4 is not divisible by 3, which shows that 247 is not divisible by 3. The next question is for you to solve. Pause and calculate. The sum of the digits is 24. Adding the digits of 24 again is 6, which is a multiple of 3. That means 5,892 is divisible by 3. Next, we move on to divisibility rules for number 4. Here we have to consider only the last 2 digits. If it is a multiple of 4, then the whole number is divisible by 4. Here we have listed some of the multiples of 4. Using this, let us identify which of these numbers are divisible by 4. In the first example, considering the last 2 digits, 22 is not a multiple of 4. Hence, the number 3422 cannot be divisible by 4. Next, 708. The last 2 digits is 08 or just 8, which is a multiple of 4. Hence, the number 708 is divisible by 4. As usual, the last example is for you to work out. And the answer is yes, it is divisible by 4. Next, let's understand divisibility rule for number 5. This is very simple. The last digit should either be a 5 or a 0. Let's understand with these examples. In 360, the last digit is 0. Hence, it is divisible by 5. In 2328, the last digit is 8. So, this number is not divisible by 5. And in the last example, 5135, the last digit is a 5, which means this number is divisible by 5. Divisibility rule for number 6. The rule is we need to check the divisibility for numbers 2 and 3. Let us consider all these numbers. Out of these, the numbers which are divisible by both 2 and 3 will be divisible by number 6. We know that the numbers ending with an odd number cannot be divisible by 2. So, 639 and 821 are not divisible by 2 and hence they cannot be divisible by 6 as well. So now we'll check divisibility for 3. When you add up the digits of the first number 1640, we get 11, which is not divisible by 3. Here, let us understand that this number is divisible by 2 but not divisible by 3. We need both the conditions to be true. So, the number 1640 is not divisible by 6. Next, we have 4122. Here, when we add up the digits 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 gives us 9, which is divisible by 3. So, this number 4122 is divisible by both 2 and 3. So, we can say that it is divisible by 6. Pause the video here and try to find these two numbers. (7,564) is not divisible by 6 and 16,596 is divisible by 6. With that, we'll move on to divisibility rule for number 7. Here, we'll be multiplying the last digit of the given number by 2. Then, we'll subtract this answer from the remaining number. If the answer which you get is divisible by 7, then the original number is also divisible by 7. Let's check out with these examples. 284. First, we'll pick the last digit 4, multiply it by 2 and subtract this from 28. What we get is 28 minus 8, which is 20. This number 20 is not divisible by 7. That means 284 is also not divisible by 7. Next example, 483. We'll multiply the last digit 3 with 2 and subtract it from the remaining digits 48. 48 minus 6 is 42. 42 is a multiple of 7. That means the number 483 is divisible by 7. Next, let's learn the divisibility rule for 8. Here, from the given number, if the last 3 digits is a multiple of 8, then the given number is divisible by 8. Let us understand with these examples. First example, 231064. Let's consider the last 3 digits. 0, 6, 4. 64 is a multiple of 8. So, the given number is divisible by 8. Next example. Considering the last 3 digits. 420. This 420 is not a multiple of 8. So, we can say that the given number cannot be divisible by 8. If you have understood the divisibility rule for 7 and 8, check out if this number is divisible by 7 or 8 or both. Let me know in the comments. Divisibility rule for number 9. The rule is check if the sum of all the digits in the given number is a multiple of 9. Let's understand better with these examples. First one, 17,154. Adding up the digits, we get 18, which is a multiple of 9. Hence, the given number is divisible by 9. Next example, 1672. 1 plus 6 plus 7 plus 2 is 16, which is not a multiple of 9. So that means the given number is not divisible by 9. Next, divisibility rule for number 10. This is the most simple. The last digit has to be 0 for a number to be divisible by 10. So, in these examples, the first one has an ending digit of 0 and hence it is divisible by 10. But in the second example, the last digit is not a 0, which means it cannot be divisible by 10. Next, we'll move on to divisibility rule for number 11. Here we'll be adding the alternate digits in the given number. Then find out the difference between the two sums. If the result is a multiple of 11, then the original number is divisible by 11. Let's understand further with these two examples. First example, 45,408. First, let us add these digits. 4 plus 4 plus 8, 16. Then let us add the remaining digits 5 and 0. We get 5. Now we have to find the difference. 16 minus 5 is 11, which is a multiple of 11, and hence the given number is divisible by 11. Next example, 12,825. So let's add the alternate digits. 1 plus 8 plus 5 is 14. 2 plus 2 is 4. The difference 14 minus 4 is 10, which cannot be a multiple of 11. Hence, we can say that the given number is not divisible by 11. Now, there are two numbers given here. Only one among them is divisible by 11. Pause the video here. Find out which is that number and let me know in the comments. Finally, we have divisibility rule for number 12. If the given number is divisible by both 3 and 4, then it is divisible by 12. So let's check out with these two examples. First one, 53,136. To find out if it is divisible by 3, let us add up all the digits. We get 18, which is a multiple of 3. So, this number is divisible by 3. We also have to check if it is divisible by 4. For that, let us pick out the last two digits. 36 is a multiple of 4. and hence this number is divisible by 4. Now, since the divisibility by 3 and 4 are possible, we can conclude that this number is divisible by 12. Next example, 4242. First, let's check divisibility by 3. Adding up the digits, we get 12. So the number is divisible by 3. Now let's also check if it is divisible by 4. The last two digits 42 is not a multiple of 4 and hence this number is not divisible by 4 and that further means that it is also not divisible by 12.